Thanks for staying with us. My case, Natasha raises doors in Kogi. A recent remark by the Kogi State Commissioner for Information, Kingsley Fanwo, last night regarding the potential arrest of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan over her alleged violation of the Governor Usman Ododo's ban on procession raises serious questions about the balance between governance, public security, and constitutional rights in Nigeria. As the commissioner indicated, the decision to arrest individuals, especially a notable political figure such as a senator, lies within the purview of security agencies. However, this assertion must be framed within the broader context of constitutional rights and the importance of peaceful assembly. The Nigerian Constitution, specifically Section 39, enshrines the right to freedom of expression, which includes the right to peaceful assembly and express dissenting opinions. This right is not only fundamental, but also vital for the functioning of a healthy democracy. It allows individuals and groups to voice their concern, advocate for change, and hold leadership accountable. Therefore, any directive that seeks to stifle peaceful assembly raises potential human rights violations. While security agencies are tasked with law enforcement and maintaining public order, it is crucial to emphasize that their operation must be guided by the rule of law and respect for constitutional rights. An arbitrary arrest or indiscriminate enforcement of governmental directive can lead to a chilling effect on civil liberties, where individuals may feel discouraged from exercising their rights out of fear of reprisal. This could undermine the very essence of democratic governance. Moreover, the distinction between peaceful assembly and incitement must be clearly delineated. Peaceful protest and procession are integral form of expression in a democracy. Labeling such action as incitement without substantial evidence or due judicial process could represent a misuse of power and an attempt to delegitimize valid political dissent. In the light of these considerations, it is imperative for security agencies to act judiciously and transparently in their assessment. Any claims of violation must be substantiated by clear evidence rather than politics or perceived threats to authority. Furthermore, the public must be assured that the actions of law enforcement are not only legally justified, but also uphold the constitutional rights guaranteed to every Nigerian citizen. My verdict: it's essential for the Kogi State government to foster an environment where citizens feel safe to express their opinions and assemble peacefully. Such a commitment will not only strengthen the rule of law, but also enhance public trust in government and its institutions. Only then can Nigeria claim to be a true democracy where dialogue and peaceful assembly are encouraged rather than suppressed. I shall go to Rabbi again.
3 quick takes for me. Is Nigeria really operating a democracy? Because the fact that the president removed a democratically elected governor in Rivers State
Suspended.
you removed him. Suspension or not, the governor is not on the seat. There's a military man in
6
charge
months.
of Rivers State.
5 more months to go.
It is illegal. Now, if that is still staying up to a few weeks after the illegality, why won't a governor, ably assisted, selected, or whatever by his predecessor, in fact, he said to his people that if he gives a command and Yaya Bello gives a contrary command, they should first listen to Yaya Bello. Why won't Ododo think that he is the Lord and Master of Kogi State? We saw how Yaya Bello continually harassed Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Election, they will cut the road to her village. Day of election, they will come and patch it. Her people will come and patch it back.
And they are from the same constituency.
They say he is
Central.
either his friend or himself that wants to take her position. Hence the illegal recall that INEC has now finally said is not recalling.
It has been thrown out this afternoon.
Number two, you said it in your case about freedom of gathering. Kogi State is not at war. No pipeline is being blown up. So why will you, just because your political godfather or somebody or whoever it is that they are listening to, the puppet master, is saying we don't want this woman to gather, she's going home. You see, what they do not know, the more they attack her, the more fame she gets. They are making her more famous. If they allow Natasha to just do her thing, she will not be as famous as she, because she has to now gather a think tank the night before that her homecoming that they say we must not go by convoy, and for security purposes you cannot go alone. They say we cannot, they stop fishing activities on the waters, we cannot pass Lokoja river. What will we do? Is to fly above them.
And is a good think tank, because the state does not have power over airspace.
Yes, no. That one is national.
A state cannot close airspace. So you can close water, because perhaps even waterways, nature is also is in the exclusive list.
Exclusive list.
But you know, because it's land, you have what
you can stop fishing activities to say nobody on this water today.
Yes, so they now exploited the airwaves, and she got into her.
My third point is this, that and I was going to mention it, and I quickly forgot. Kingsley, go, I will remember my third point.
Well, just to support your point.
I remember my third point. It's about senior prefect.
Oh, okay.
Saying that they are now going to report Natasha to security of
the police.
They are reporting her to whoever they are reporting. Governor Ododo and his aides say they are going to report her for what exactly? What has she violated? What has she done wrong? The gathering, was it peaceful? It was. Happy, lucky going people. 1 hour, the way she came, she raised dust again and was gone. What are they going to report her for?
It's just that Nigerian democracy have broken down irretrievably. Otherwise, visiting your constituency is supposed to be the legal responsibility of a senator or a representative of the people. That's why.
Wouldn't they say she's suspended?
Yeah, that's why. No.
Is it their business?
She's suspended from plenary. She's suspended from.
They cannot suspend her from being a senator.
Hearing and all that.
Yes.
Once a senator is always a senator.
Yes.
Even after Senate has been dissolved. You are still called a senator.
You are still a senator.
Senator Bola Tinubu is called a senator today because
he was senator.
He was in the house under the
in 1993.
Under the military.
How long?
Under the military.
For how long?
Yeah. So once a senator is always a senator. You understand? It's even a better deal than being a governor.
Yes, which is why all our governors retire to the Senate.
Yes. So, and the whole thing is that a governor's instruction is not law.
Wisdom.
All they needed to have done was to gather the State House of Assembly to make a law that don't come into for which that law will challenge, because the State House of Assembly have no jurisdiction to make a law on airspace management.
Because it's on exclusive list.
So you see that whichever way they would have gone.
It by itself was even illegal.
And
I'm not sure
for-
they saw they saw
Yeah,
that coming.
and-
The chopper thing, I'm not sure they saw. They
Nobody
didn't see
saw
that
it coming.
Nobody did.
nobody saw it coming.
And like you
And-
said, kudos to our think
Think tank.
They really did a good job in doing in going in that
She has
direction.
a husband that can afford it too.
Oh well.
If he was another senator that is depending on the 15 million they get every month.
And that's why he got the recognition, you know.
She had
Publicly,
to
right?
thank him now.
That's it. So my point is this: it's very convenient for the Kogi state government to first, if you look at that statement critically, they deliberately went the fishing route, right? Mentioned fishing first. Mentioned some other crises in our local government before they now go to Kogi Central and say, oh, they heard that some troublemakers would be coming. If it looks like a well-scripted, you know, statement, go this route, go that route, then come back to your main point and
But
say,
we're not deceived.
this is the reason why we're doing
We're
this.
not entertained.
And then this is, again, it is convenient that state governments continue to, and governments in general continue to go this route.
Yeah.
Remember the protest, the October 1 protest 2023?
Yes.
And the judgment from the courts
Yes.
in Lagos State to stop the protest?
Yeah, to stop the
these
protest,
things,
yeah.
These things just come days, sometimes
days before or the morning of
exactly.
the protest.
And then you want to scuttle the process that will be peaceful.
That
And-
has been planned
that
for
will not-
weeks.
And you see, every time the government make an attempt, not seen any proclamation reduced into an official state gazette, wherein a governor is condemned therein that he destroyed the State House of Assembly and never built any, that he stopped the functioning of the legislature in the state. That's what the president did. But in that,
Illegitimacy on
yeah,
illegitimacy.
yeah, so on that same proclamation, he did not mention his own minister, Wike, who was the one orchestrating all the crisis that was going on in Rivers State. And the lawmakers themselves, who were unyielding to peace, who woke up one morning and defected to another political party.
Look, Governor Fubara is not somebody that I really love like that. But when you see the truth, you will say it, right? Supreme Court said he should go and present his budget, right?
To the
To
larger...
the State House of Assembly. People who are elected to represent the people. He approached them. The people he didn't want to work with, though, he approached them. They sent him out of the State House of Assembly.
They locked him out.
Now, when the president wanted to declare state of emergency, he's accusing the governor, not accusing the people who locked him out.
In the proclamation,
Okay.
God.
If you did not understand this proclamation when he made it, during his birthday, he was now saying to Vicky, although they are telling us that anyway, the videotape we saw, they're saying that it's not correct. That's another controversy. But we heard him say to his minister that if he does not produce Abuja for him in the 2027 election,
Wait, who said that was incorrect?
no, he made that statement.
Some persons came out and said it was
But
AI
they
or
said
something.
because there's a
Wow.
controversy that Wike, he wasn't present at the birthday, right?
He's not being on public game.
And we have not seen him for some time. There is some controversy about him not being available. But a clip now came out where he was presenting
Yes.
a card to the president.
Yes.
There's also controversy that clip is not recent. But anyways, the president sent to former Governor Wike that if he does not produce Abuja for him in 2027, he will sack him.
Does Wike have capacity? Is Wike from Abuja?
Did Wike
Does
not
he have-
produce Rivers State for him in 2023?
Wike is from Rivers State. Wike was a governor in
the
Rivers
governor.
State.
He's
He
the
could
governor
muscle
of
everybody.
Rivers.
But when you now
He's the governor of
give him the
Rivers
tax
State.
of Abuja for him to produce it for you, it's a Herculean tax.
And you know the
Isn't that
funny
simple?
thing,
But you already know that Abuja by default don't.
never vote for their president.
So-
And that's what I
why-
wanted to say. That
That's
funny
why the
thing.
president said that. But back to the Natasha story, I think that that Natasha's homecoming is a strong warning to the Kogi state government, to the leadership of the National Assembly, the Senate, and indeed those who oppose
A strong warning from the people.
Yes, and even from Natasha's camp. Yeah.
That
To
be careful of
recognize-
this woman,
Exactly,
oh.
to recognize that, you know what they say, that you can't fight grace. Right? This lady seemed to carry some sort of grassroots support. We saw that when she contested governorship. We saw that when she contested even this senatorial.
Except that grassroots mobilization and support does not produce governors.
Oh well.
just to
another
deflect,
angle.
just to
Yes.
deflect your.
Yes, my
point.
point though is the fact that when the people stand behind someone, it's difficult for you to really
When the
defeat
people,
that person legitimately.
yeah, that's true. But when the people stand behind someone, the people should make an effort to clean up INEC, because INEC is a bridge
Very true.
that disappoints the candidate and the people. You understand? Because the elite on the other side, the demons on the other side,
Ewo.
always have a way of infiltrating INEC.
You know,
And
to
then
help
use
your
INEC
conversation,
against the people.
to help this conversation, if INEC wanted, because Natasha had to also call out to them.
Yeah.
You know, those there are 250,000 forged signatures. They could have gone ahead. I mean, we've seen INEC declare.
Allegedly.
Yeah, no, but you see what they did there? The constitution said 51%.
Plus one.
Those, yeah, plus one. Those who went there, that's the 51 I'm talking about. 50
Yeah,
plus
51,
one.
Yeah, inside 51. Yeah.
So when they went out, the people they sent out are not the people who read the constitution. They just went out and were looking for people. Anybody. Just come. Empowerment, we'll give you empowerment. Sign here, put your name. Anybody. So but when it gets to the time to verify and the verification, they will
They
not.
didn't have their signature and their
Many of the names, people who wrote their names because they look for empowerment, many of them did not even vote.
Ewo.
Many of them.
No, does the constitution say they have to be the people who
Yes, yes.
Registered voter.
No,
Registered
as far as you
voter.
are, wait, as far as you are registered, is it
No.
compulsory that you must have
Hold on.
voted?
Hold on. I'll give you the law now.
Yes.
Section 110 of the Constitution. The number of persons who voted for her, who donated their allegiance and mandate,
Ewo.
51% of
Of
them
them.
must sign to pull that mandate away
And
from
that's
her.
difficult.
That's
For
difficult to have.
before you can have her recalled. And not only that, even after they have done that, and they have done its part, they will see something to the National Assembly to give it a vent. You understand? That was why
Recall
like
is almost impossible.
it's impossible. You cannot recall
Is it
anybody.
51% of those who voted for that candidate
Or
of the
registered
constituency?
voters.
Of the
Registered voters
in
in
the
that
constituency.
constituency.
no, the number of people who voted. See, after every, I don't have a copy of the Constitution. I would have read it out to you. After every election, every one of them will score a particular number of votes cast during the election.
Yes.
Now, those persons who are registered voters who voted for a candidate, you must have 50.1% of them signing against their votes.
Practical example. 3 of us ran for Senate.
Yes.
Right?
You have to stand.
So it's very important to understand this.
Yes.
So I got 50 votes. You got 100. He got 70. The 100 that voted for him, not the 200 voters.
No, not the 200 voters.
The 100 that voted for him,
5.1%.
51
of them is what is required.
was now signed that we are calling him back.
It's
We
not
want
anybody.
to pull back our vote.
This
So
one.
the ones who voted for me and Kingsley cannot even recall you.
Yeah, those people even went outside the senatorial district. They went to another senatorial district to look for anybody that's available. You understand? Kogi
And
Central.
then brought 6 bags of signatures.
And then you can't pull it down. That's why INEC told them that this thing has failed already. And apart from the fact that it failed on the basis of the fact that the people it was not accurate, it also failed because fraud was inferred.
Yes, no, we
From
saw
it.
the videos now.
So that fraud too would have foiled the process. It would have
Natasha called out
passed.
the fraud.
So
Again, this is a strong warning, and I think that authorities have to be careful. Those who continue to oppose Natasha, they have to be very careful. Again, let's do the right thing.
So we'll go on a short break, and when we return, Jumoke will be presenting her case titled Nigerian Politicians' Hypocritic Oath. Do stay with us.
Middleman.